Yo, welcome back everybody to Culture Cast, episode 24 here. First episode back with the podcast since Thanksgiving. Again, happy Thanksgiving. We're a week off, but still, I guess. Happy December. It is December 1st. So, now we're moving into the Christmas day. Coming close to the halfway point of the season, surprisingly. I mean, not yet, but we're getting there. And as always, we're just kind of going through the Thunder and the Warriors. We are going to briefly get into some Timberwolves stuff, kind of just, giving them their shout outs and their kudos. And then maybe touch on the Clippers a little bit. And we want to talk about Tyrese Haliburton. If you guys aren't, no one's faulting you if you're not watching Pacers games, but you might want to because Tyrese Haliburton is absolutely killing it right now. This dude is just he's on another level. We're looking at a generational star on the rise right now. So gonna give him his flowers. But yeah, we'll open things up here with the opening game here for the Oklahoma City Thunder since the last episode. Game versus Philly in OKC. You want to give your recap on this one? I know you
Yeah,
guys
so they
OKC lost this one
yeah
127-123.
lost by
So
4. Yeah,
yeah.
no, it was a very tough game. Definitely want to say I'm usually not the one to say complain about refs, but man, did Embiid get to the line and that what virtually killed us, man. He got there like 21
21
times.
times.
He got there a lot. He he put up 35 too, so only 14 points without free throws. But Chet, I think, had
Yeah.
33 and he only took 2 free throws the whole game. So it's like, man, this is just not their day. But like I said, I don't want to be the one to complain about free throws, but I would like to say or point that out that they definitely had a bit of an advantage there. I will say that for sure. But I mean, like we've mentioned, Embiid is very good at getting to the line, so you have to give him his props on that. But no, definitely a very close game. They fought to the end. They almost won, but they didn't. But no, it was pretty close. I liked Chet did phenomenal. He had a great game for
Yeah.
the most part. He definitely did. But I have to also give another shout out to the Sixers role players, man. They killed us. They didn't get the shine that they should have. Batum,
Yeah.
14 points. You don't expect that from Batum currently, but
Three threes and 7 boards too.
14
Yeah.
is huge
Four
for him
offensive
nowadays.
boards as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like any offense from him. Melton, I love Melton, dude. He's a beast, but he put up 14 on us.
Hmm.
Rocco had a decent game. Like they just had role players that played extremely well. And when that happens, this Philadelphia team is pretty scary. If the whole team's playing well like that, I gotta say they're a very tough team. Maxi, another great showing. He's been phenomenal the whole year. I mean,
Yeah.
Philadelphia, they're just playing a very good, nice brand, like of nice, fast-paced basketball. We've seen it the whole year. I mean, without Harden, they play a lot different, and it's working very well for them. And they're without Kelly Oubre, like we've mentioned, and he's coming back next
Yeah.
week. So, I mean, this team is only getting better, and
And we
they're
haven't even seen them really take advantage of guys like KJ Martin,
exactly. They
Jaden
have
Springer still not getting much run. Cork Maz is a
yeah,
good shooter.
Paul
Like,
Reed too, man. I mean, they
yeah.
got they got guys that they're not really playing too much, and
I didn't
it's
even
not
know they had Mo
helping.
Bamba either. They've
Yeah,
got him to.
yeah, no, they have a lot of people that are legit coming up, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely an interesting game, to say the least. SGA played pretty solid, very well for him once again. I mean, Jalen Williams kind of had a stinker, but aside from that, I mean, I what can I say? It was a 20, I think they had 21 more free throws. Let me check on that. But yeah, it was kind of got a bit ridiculous. 19 more free throws. I mean, that's not that bad. Well, I don't know, I shouldn't say that, but it was a bit of at some points of the game, I was kind of like, okay, like you can't call that, but they did anyway. But I'm
Yeah.
actually playing SGA gets some pretty favorable calls at times as well. So I don't want to be the one to complain, but definitely not a very fun game if you're a Thunder fan watching that. It was kind of irritating, but um definitely a lot of stuff to work on. I mean, Lou Dort kind of seems like he's back to what he's supposed to be. He's cooled off majorly since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Uh, Definitely am hoping that we see a lot more Kaysen in the next coming months or so because it's at times where Dort's kind of unplayable on offense and he's kind of a chucker at times. He shoots a lot more than what he should. Not this game, but games
Yeah. In general. Yeah.
he takes a lot of more shots than he should. They're not always good looks either. They're kind of bad looks at times. But I mean, I would just like to see more Kaysen. He seems a lot more slower pace, and he seems to play at his own pace, which I like a lot. For someone who's a rookie, he takes the game very slowly. He takes correct shots. He passes the
Exactly. He doesn't force
ball
anything.
when
Like
he
it's
needs to.
either he
Yeah.
has a good game or he just doesn't
Yes.
really shoot. He just tries to
100%.
function in the offense. So
Yeah, I mean Dort, he forces a lot, which is a bad thing. Jalen
yeah.
Williams at times did this game he kind of did, I won't lie. But no, he's been also well, not this game, but he's been better, I'll say, the last few games. But no, definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely I would say that. Free throws killed us, Embiid killed us. I mean, I don't know. Chet probably it was a bit interesting. It wasn't terrible. I'm glad Chet battled with him just as well, and he matched him, I would say. So it was very fun to see that. But aside from that, yeah, tough loss. Very close game. But to lose at home against, are they still are they top two right now or three?
I think they're still the second seed. I think Orlando's the first seed, right?
Dang, yeah,
Or
you're right.
they,
I think you're right.
yeah,
Yeah, because they're on an 8 game or something or seven.
dude,
Yeah,
man,
they're killing it. But
wild.
yeah, but no, yeah, against a great Philadelphia team,
Yeah,
I can't complain too much, but yeah, definitely not a game that I want to remember as a Thunder fan for sure.
yeah, 45 free throws. Believe me,
Bad
like
man.
it's just some of these dudes.
That's
We
a
were talking
lot.
about it before we started recording. There are some guys that just get they have that play style that's based around the whistle.
They get
Like
to the
someone
line.
like Tyrese Maxey or like De'Aaron Fox or even Shea, like they just have funky play styles. Like
Yeah,
Maxey, he's got that burst of speed. It's just like
yeah,
sometimes you just force the foul or you barely reach in, but he already hits you and he's not even trying to draw anything. But like Joel Embiid, man, his game is tailored around getting
yeah.
contact and
And
embellishing, and
him,
it's
he
not
only
this
does
like.
that.
And Chet's a good defender. Like
Yeah,
Chet's a smart defender. He doesn't really jump on pump fakes. He's very
no.
disciplined. But the reality is Chet's just not very big,
Yeah,
like muscular
oh, you're
wise. And Joel
100.
Embiid's a fucking tank. So
Yeah,
it's like, you see Embiid coming down. It's like there's only so much Chet can do. And then, I didn't watch this game, but I imagine if I check out those fouls, the majority of them are not going to be some sort of like ticky tack thing. It's just going to be, you know, Chet's trying to hold his ground in. The ref
yeah,
is like, you know what, man? Sorry. It's
yeah.
Embiid,
No, yeah. There was a
So
few definitely like that. Yeah, no,
yeah.
definitely not too much of what we come to expect from him at times with the rip throughs and such. But no, definitely. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. That one.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, everyone on your team was picking up fouls. I think like the crazy bright spot is as a Warriors fan, it's like wild to see. You guys only had 4 turnovers.
Yeah, no, there's definitely positives to the game, but like I mentioned, the fouling killed us the whole game. So
Yeah.
they want to chalk it up to one reason why they lost. That is definitely because they could not keep their hands to themselves. I will say that, but no, definitely. And then yeah,
Rebounding as well kind of got you guys a bit, lost that battle by 11, but
yeah,
still, you guys played well. And again, like you said, very nearly won. Had a good game shooting from three, made a couple more than Philly,
yeah,
got more shot attempts and everything. So I think the only thing was Santa Clara, Jalen didn't play in this one. So you're missing 18 to 20 right there and
yeah.
solid
And
defense and another
I don't
playmaker.
think he
But
played the Minnesota game either. Yeah, he just came
mm,
back
okay.
yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah. So missing him, that hurts a little bit. But
big time.
yeah,
I mean, that's yeah, like you said, that's another 18 to 20 points easily.
yeah, it just makes the game a little more difficult. And again, it's like, you know, I someone like Kaysen, you love because it's like this dude he fits into the offense. He's not gonna try and like
He's
hijack
not
it.
gonna, yeah, exactly.
But
He's not going
the
to.
the double-edged sword is it's like if you want like immediately, hey, come in and be the, we need a replacement. It's like he's not really there. He's
Not yet.
someone who's,
Yeah.
trying to just do what's necessary as opposed to like, be that guy. So
Yeah.
um yeah, moving on. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. This was an in-season tournament game in Oklahoma City and or in Minnesota, sorry. Minnesota coming away with the win here,
Yeah.
106 to 103. Minnesota, we've talked about them a bit this season. Uh, They're a really tough team. They look good. And we had a lot of questions about them before the season started because of how last year went. A lot of bumps in the road with Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns injuries, and not really, even when he was playing, it still wasn't looking too hot. Um, but they got the depth,
Oh,
they've got the depth.
oh
Chris
yeah,
Finch looks like a fantastic coach. He's been doing great things for them, and Rudy
yeah,
Gobert looks like he's starting to pan out with them. So,
yeah.
Minnesota, the defense is insane. Are they still number one defensively in the league?
I believe Cat is like a top five defender right now too. I mean,
Jesus.
they're phenomenal. Yeah, but no, definitely. Yeah, no, 100%. The defense is still nasty over there for sure, man.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Minnesota so far to start this season?
I mean, I think this is what they envisioned the Rudy Gobert trade to look like. I 100% think that he is unlocking this defense right now.
Yeah.
He's great in all lineups. He's looking great next to Cat finally. He's looking great next to Nas Reed. And
Mhm.
I think them allowing Anthony Edwards to be their one, which I think he has been the whole year. He's been their main shot taker. He's been killing it. I mean, Cat's been killing it efficiency wise as a two. I think everything's just clicking at the right time. And like you mentioned, they have some crazy depth over there. I mean, Kyle Anderson,
Yeah.
still a very
He's
solid
played
player.
great basketball, yeah.
That's Mike Conley. I think he is the perfect point guard for them, and I'm so glad
Oh
they
yeah.
got D'Lo and they got Mike Conley. He fits so much better. And I'm not, no disrespect to D'Lo, phenomenal player as well, but Mike
Yeah.
Conley is just a fit almost anywhere he goes. He's just a plug and play type point guard. He's perfect for them. He's
Yeah,
been great.
done a great job being just like a spacer. Yeah,
Exactly.
D'Angelo, as great as he is, he needs the ball. He's
He
not
does.
mu he can play
And play
off
off of
ball,
it as well.
but
Yeah.
exactly.
Mike
You
Conley is
want the ball in
phenomenal.
D'Lo's hands as a pick and
Yeah.
roll guy, but no, Mike Conley, as the years have gone on, he's
Yeah.
just
He's
improved
gotten
more and more as a
fine.
catch and
It's a
shoot
fine
guy.
line, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's
it's like
been
if the ball's
phenomenal.
not in Ant's hands and it goes into Mike Conley's hands, you have one of the best playmakers of the last
Perfect.
like 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like you're
And
not really losing too much
I'll lose,
there.
lose.
So
And yeah, but no, Troy
yeah,
Brown too. Troy Brown Jr.,
he's
who
played
came
great
from the
ball.
Lakers,
Yeah.
very good ball. I mean, they just have a lot of people that have come into their own here and they fit so well. I mean,
Yeah.
they
And of course, McDaniels. I mean, McDaniels is
exactly.
becoming probably a
No,
top five 3-and-D wing in this
dude,
league.
he's
So
disgusting. I mean, they have a
yeah,
phenomenal roster right now with a great core and
a great
I
coach. I think Chris
great
Finch is
coaching, very good
potentially,
coaching.
Mark Dagnall, Chris Finch,
Yeah,
potentially even
great
Nick
coaching.
Nurse with how well
Yeah,
Philly's playing. Like
yeah,
in
definitely.
my opinion, those three, and of course, and Jamal Mosley with the Magic, they got to be right there for that Coach of the Year position. But no, yeah, the Timberwolves have just been an absolute like I wouldn't I guess shock, frankly, because I did not expect them to come in looking the way they have. So
Yeah.
yeah, any further thoughts there?
No, I think you're right. I think they definitely they have a great blueprint of a team. They have phenomenal players that work very well together at the moment. They have stars, and I think they have an emerging superstar.
Yeah.
It's working very well. They have depth, they have stars, and they have just a phenomenal defense. So it's an interesting team come playoff time. They have a lot of positives for a playoff roster. So I'm very interested to see
Mhm.
them. The shot creator. They have a number two that is a phenomenal scorer, and they have a great anchored defense by Depoy three times. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
potentially
very
four,
yeah,
frankly.
exactly. I mean, he's probably on pace right now to win it, but definitely
Yeah.
a very interesting roster over there. So, like you said, yeah, Chris Finch, he needs his flowers, man. They've been nothing but short of a phenomenal start. They've been up there, and then the Magic too. The Magic were not projected anywhere near what they're doing at the moment, and I gotta say, yeah, Paulo has been pretty solid. There's times where it's been questionable. Franz too, they've been a little questionable, but the depth pieces they have, man, they've been playing out of their minds. Gogo Badatse, dude, they picked up. Just
Yeah.
I
You did great
don't,
with the Pacers a couple of years ago and
yeah,
then kind of just fell
kind
off.
of, yeah, it kind of fell off. But
Yeah.
he's been reviving his career there. He's looked phenomenal when Wendell Carter's out. He's been great and very interesting.
Yeah. Cole
Suggs,
Anthony's been great too, and
yeah,
Suggs. Yeah.
Suggs has been a phenomenal defender. He's been a great two-way player. The offense is a little bit shaky, obviously. The efficiency isn't there exactly, but the defense is 100% there. He is like statistically one of the best defensive point guards at the moment. So, and yeah,
Yeah.
Cole Anthony too. He's been very solid very, very
Well,
solid.
they're just all such high energy guys. Like,
Yeah, and it's
I
working.
mean, every single time you watch the Magic play, it's just 1 through 5. They're all a ball of
Absolutely.
energy. None
Yeah.
of them are like, I don't see a single guy on that roster that's a slouch. Like
Yeah.
every single one of them comes out with like 100% max aggression, wanting to defend, wanting
Yeah.
to make the hustle play. Like they have the Marcus Smart energy. Are
Definitely.
they as elite defensively? No, but they have
No.
the Marcus Smart energy. And
Yeah. Maybe you
that's
don't need to trade for Levine if you're the 1 seed.
yeah, exactly. It's like I
Talking with
mean,
your crew.
the only thing like I mean, I could look at with the Magic in particular is like I mean, like you said, the offensive consistency because it's just kind of like a
Questionable at times.
conglomerate of shot creators. But it's like if you could get some continuity within role as well as like maybe a couple off ball guys like
Yeah.
serious off ball threats, and I mean, Franz is going to continue blossoming. Paolo's consistency is going to continue improving. And we still don't know where Suggs's like ceiling is. I mean, dude got drafted at number 4, so
Yeah.
like for all we know, he hasn't even taken that first step yet. So, um, yeah, the Magic, Timberwolves, and Magic, they're really shocking people right now, and they need their flowers for it.
Definitely.
But to get into the game that we were talking about originally here, Thunder, Timberwolves in season tournament game. Minnesota picking up the victory with a 3-point win,
Yeah.
106 to 103. What were your thoughts on this game?
All I got to say is Minnesota earned that win, dude. That was a grind fest from start to finish. It was nothing short of a grind. Very little offense was held for the Thunder. They got shut down. They got
Yeah,
100% shut down. They
rare.
they
Yeah,
played to the Timberwolves. They played their game. They had no choice but to play their game. Timberwolves also had a slow offensive day as well. It was both ways. Both sides were playing some phenomenal defense, and it was just both very gross offenses for the day. But definitely they earned that win. I will say that Rudy Gobert was definitely the MVP of that game. He was phenomenal defensively. I mean, I have not seen him play like that in a few years. He was everywhere. He
yeah.
was locking up the paint badly. Chet had a very, very gross game. He
Six
did
of
not look
20
very
there.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was getting for what we've seen and come to know Chet so far. He's very efficient. He's a hyper efficient big man, which is
yeah.
pretty crazy for the shots he takes. But this game, he was not that. He was shut down completely. SGA had kind of a rough game. It was just the whole team had a very rough game. Lou Dort again had another rough game. It was not a pretty game. I believe
Jay
Jalen.
Will 2 of 10. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it was a bad game, man. They got shut down. I think Rudy Gobert was a huge factor in this game and why they couldn't get anything flowing. The offense was not flowing whatsoever. They
yeah.
it was shut down, man. That's all I got to
I
say.
mean, we talk about the Thunder, like their offense is get to the rim, get to the
Yeah,
rim, and you're
and
playing a team
not
that
against
inverts
Gobert,
you.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, not against.
Gobert, Cat, they, like when you've
Yeah,
got
both
two
of them.
7-footers sitting in the
Yeah,
paint,
it's a
I don't
different
care what
story.
team it is, it makes it difficult. You want to settle, and I mean, we've talked about so much with Chet in particular, like the dudes, he doesn't take bad shots. Chet is very methodical with the shots
Yeah,
that he takes. It's rare. I don't think at least against the Warriors, I haven't seen him take 8 threes once.
no,
So I mean, you're seeing
yeah, to
eight
settle.
threes, 6 of 20 from the field.
Yeah,
I'm imagining a lot of those are contested mid-range shots
yeah,
and
they were not.
bad threes because man, getting around Gobert is tough as hell.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I mean, like I said, dude, he
yeah,
was the main reason they won that game. He killed the Thunder the whole game. They could not get to the rim, like you said. Their offense was shut down completely. They had to go to a different game plan, and they settled for a lot of threes. Didn't
yeah.
work, didn't go their way. But
And they still got, and Minnesota still has defenders like Nikhil. They still have defenders
yeah,
like Troy Brown Jr. and
in
Kyle
King
Anderson.
McDaniels,
Well,
yeah, like
McDaniels didn't even play this one, but they still
oh
have
yeah,
length on you.
yeah,
So it's like, you already struggle getting to the paint. Every team's going to with them.
yeah. And
But now
Edwards,
they're throwing length at you. It's just
yeah.
tough.
No, they got defenders for days. I know Mike Conley's not a spring chicken at all, and still
Yeah.
a very pesky defender, very
Oh
annoying.
yeah.
Anthony Edwards, same thing. He's an annoying defender. He gets a lot of steals. I don't.
It's
I
when
don't
he
know.
locks in, man, when he
He
looks
is
in defensively, he's
phenomenal, dude.
very good. But it's
Yeah,
kind of,
he's
right
a
now, that's the one
phenomenal
spot for
defender.
him. Is it's like when
Yeah,
he locks in, but
exactly. He's not the most
the
consistent.
flashes are there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but when he does, like you said, he is a phenomenal defender who's very annoying. So they have, like we mentioned, they have an annoying team on defense, dude. They have a team that is going to cause lots of problems. I think if this same Timberwolves team met that Grizzlies team they did a few years ago in the playoffs, they'd
Uh-huh.
sweep them, clean sweep them. This team is gross.
Yeah.
It's bad defensively, man. They're menacing defense. I will tell you that. They are, in my opinion, one of the best defenses I've seen since probably you guys in like 19 or 18. They're gross defense at the moment.
Yeah. I think the big thing too is they're all bought in. Like
Yeah.
if they
No,
they
I'm with you.
all want to
Find the
defend,
role.
they know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cat, I think Cat being the biggest one buying into a new role. And he is nothing but flourished. And he's been great so far. And
Yeah.
hey, maybe that Gobert trade won't look so bad if they can get some wins out of it. And at the
Yeah.
moment, I think this is what they envisioned. And it's finally working. It just took a year. But hey, we'll see where they go from there.
Yeah. 100%. Moving on. Actually, sorry, real quick. Someone just texted me. I forgot to break plans with them. I apologize. Let me just real quick.
You're all good. Don't worry about it.
Um, well, geez, there we go.
All good?
Yep, all good.
For sure.
Moving on, we have the next Thunder game here, the final one.
Yeah.
Uh, big time win here
I'm
over the
in.
Los Angeles Lakers, 133 to 110.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, we've talked about the Lakers kind of struggling a little bit, not looking
Yeah.
as good as we expected them to. You brought up injuries, which is a valid point. But I think the roster has just kind of underperformed what I
Yeah.
think everyone really anticipated from them. Austin Reeves is starting to get back to
Reeves.
just get back to where he was,
Yeah,
which
he
and
was pretty bad to start.
and that's the other thing is we were expecting Austin Reeves to take a leap from where he was. So now we're just looking at him trying to get back to where he was.
Yeah,
Torian Prince, trying to get all you can out of him because he's still a B
weird.
tier role
Yeah,
player.
he's inconsistent.
Um, yeah, I mean they had Max Christie starting.
Yeah, this was not a game for them that they were missing Vanderbilt,
Yeah,
Rui,
Rui,
Dave.
Hayes,
Yeah,
Vincent.
they're
So a
missing.
lot of big role players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's why I don't want to say this is a crazy impressive win, but to beat the Lakers by 20 plus, it's very interesting to me. But I will
yeah,
say that Anthony Davis had a phenomenal game, and for the most part, he has been one of my favorites for the depoy at the moment. I will say that for sure. He has been a
mm,
phenomenal defensive player, like we've mentioned, very, very inconsistent on the other side of the ball, but
yeah,
from that, he's been phenomenal in the defensive end, which is huge. So shout out to him. And I think the Lakers, I think they're slouching. I don't think they have enough offense. Their offense has been very inconsistent. I think getting another shot creator next to Anthony Davis and LeBron would be very helpful. I've been seeing Caruso. I've been seeing some of those Bulls players
mm,
being mixed in. I don't know how they get Levine. It costs a lot for them. I don't know how they get it done,
yeah.
but
Just don't have the picks. Yeah,
it's the Lakers. I don't know. They'll find
if
some
anyone can. Yeah,
magical way to do it, and then DeMar would be a very weird fit, but he could possibly maybe fit there. There's a lot of interesting things with LeBron having his best year behind the arc, or one of his best years from behind the arc. They have a very interesting team, and I still think they are far from being done.
yeah.
But there's definitely a lot of work to do in LA. I will say that.
Yeah, it's just that at the end of the day, it all falls, in my opinion, on Anthony Davis.
It
Like
does.
they need him to consistently give you at least like 28 and 10.
Yeah. No, he's your best player.
You
You
have to
more
because you
from
just
him.
you
Yeah.
can't keep relying on LeBron to do everything.
Is too old
Like
at this point, man. He's
believe me,
phenomenal.
I was never one to sit here and say like LeBron's got to do everything, but it's like I mean, he should not have when he got Anthony Davis, it was like, okay, LeBron can finally just like sit back. It's like
Sit back a little.
Kyrie can only do so much as a little guard, but
Yeah.
it's like Anthony Davis. If there's one guy that can just
A
take over a
crazy
game,
blob threat. Yeah.
it's him.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
just, it's like one night, just like this game, 31, 14, 2, 2, no turnovers, only one foul, 11 of 18 from the field. And the
Yeah.
next game, it's like 12 points, five boards, four fouls.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. He whatever changed once he got to LA,
It's
that motor ain't there anymore. It just
yeah,
isn't.
he
Defensively, it's there, but he doesn't even
yeah,
like. It
no.
doesn't even feel like he's trying. He's just
Yeah,
naturally that good defensively. But
exactly. He's just naturally like good at basketball. But I'm with you on that. He should be by the end when it's said and all done, he realistically should be like a top three power forward with his skill set.
yeah,
I
but
don't know if
he
that's gonna
just
be the
keeps
case, man. He is too
the
good to be playing the way he is offensively. He is, in my opinion, I've seen Duncan play, I've seen Garnett play, and I think he's just better than both of them offensively. And
yeah.
I don't think that's
Just if he
crazy to
had
say.
their motor,
Yeah,
if he
exactly.
had Kevin Garnett's
You're looking
passion,
at a possible top five player of all time if you give him that motive, dude,
exactly.
because he is crazy good, but he's just
Yeah,
inconsistent. And I'm with you on that. The motors, he lacks it, man. He's definitely not always
yeah.
there. And maybe chalk it up to injuries a bit. I definitely think that's
Could
slowed him
be. Yeah,
down. And I don't want to say that's his fault, but that's something that I could possibly maybe that makes a lot more sense. But aside from that, I don't know. It's a weird situation they got in LA, man, because you just gave Anthony Davis that huge extension. Not saying he's not playing well at defense. He's playing great
yeah,
defense. He's been your main reason. They're a pretty solid defense. I will say that. Not this
yeah.
game. Definitely not this game.
Yeah,
The
because they're missing a
yeah,
lot of their
they're missing Vanderbilt. They're missing a lot of
Rui, all them. Yeah,
huge. And but yeah, no, definitely a game that they're gonna want to forget. That was not a pretty game whatsoever. SGA did kind of whatever he wanted to them. He was killing them the whole night.
yeah.
Chet was also very solid for his own. Definitely got to say he was getting punked a little bit in the first. Was getting punked in the first quarter pretty badly by Anthony Davis, but
Every big get once
that's
Trace
gonna happen.
Jackson Davis made his preseason debut against Anthony Davis, and in like 2 minutes picked up four fouls. Believe
Yeah,
me, every big is gonna get their comeuppance against him at some point.
no,
He's
definitely
just that kind of guy. But
he
yeah,
is.
no,
No,
you guys
that's
played well.
yeah.
Like the shooting percentage
Oh, very
surprisingly
good.
low for you guys from
Yeah.
three. Um, but again, you guys don't turn the ball over much.
Hmm.
The only issue you guys have seemingly had in these last few games is the fouling,
Yeah. No, that's
over
been a
fouling a little bit.
key. Yeah,
Because the defense in general has kind of been like the only suspect point of your team.
I agree.
And so the fouling kind of, trying to get that under control. Warriors deal with it too, man. Like
Yeah,
just
I know.
when it rains, it pours. It's just they
Yeah.
keep on fucking fouling, and you know, go against a guy like AD. You're just
Yeah. Especially, no, I'm
yeah.
definitely with you on that one. But no, Jalen Williams too. Santa Clara, Jalen Williams had a
You look
phenomenal,
good. Yeah,
played very
21, 5,
well.
and 7.
Yeah, no, he did what he needed to do. It wasn't really too much out of the ordinary. Kaysen got some good minutes this game.
Yeah,
Isaiah played a little bit, but no, definitely a very good SJ showing. I think he's further pushing that. He's moving into that top. He's definitely. I think he's in that top 10 range for sure now. Top 10 player range, but he's starting to close himself in a little more. I'm really liking his game a lot. He's
mm.
been phenomenal once again this year, and he's been getting a lot of effort on defense, which
Oh
you
yeah,
you don't really hear too much from top 10 players anymore nowadays. I feel like, but he's killing it right now, man. I got to give him that. He's been very good defensively. So,
yeah. He's really becoming that two-way guard. Yeah,
yeah, exactly, which I love to see from someone that's that good. So that is very nice to see. But no, they had a pretty rough game themselves. The Lakers, that is, they didn't do very well. LeBron, he's in a really weird stage. He's been phenomenal the whole year, and I don't know how he does it every year, but he's still very good. I will give him that. And yeah, no, that's really not too much else to say about that team. They had a lot of injuries.
yeah,
Reeves did all right. He didn't do bad. He did pretty solid for what Reeves is doing. I always forget he's kind of older. He's like
yeah.
25.
He was a 4-year guy, right,
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
Arkansas. Yeah,
He's like 25 or 26 now. So I don't know
yeah,
how much better he'll necessarily get, but I definitely think he is for how much you're paying him. I think what he's going to get to and what he's going to be for the rest of his career, He's worth all the money that
I just
he's.
think that coming off the bench, the decision they made like a week or two ago to start bringing him off the bench doesn't make sense to me. It's like,
No, it
I
doesn't.
get that the defense might not be elite, but it's like,
You don't need
I,
it when you got Anthony Davis to hide him, and you got a bunch of other
yeah,
to hide him. Like Vincent is pesky enough. You have guys like Vanderbilt coming back.
exactly.
Phenomenal.
Like,
I don't think you need every 1 through 5 players to be just a great defender. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
not really. I'm questioning that move because right now, when I watch the Lakers, I think their offense is putrid at times, and it's like you need someone like Reeves to be in more and to get in a rhythm. Because right now, I think with him playing the way he was, I think that was the main reason why they're kind of tanking. I think they need someone like him to step up. I think he's
yeah,
he's their third option, man. It is what it is. Austin Reeves is your third option. I mean,
yeah,
and you got to remember LeBron, as great as he still is, and he's having a phenomenal year for how old he is. He's doing great. I personally think at times he's probably a top 5 player this year. He's been great the whole year once again, but he's getting older, man. He can't do it every night, and
exactly.
he's got to take some pressure off him. And like you said, Anthony Davis, man, those two right there, those are the biggest. You guys got to take pressure off LeBron because he can't do it every night, not at the current state. And he's just, it is what it is, man. He's getting older. It is, it's just the truth, but he's still phenomenal for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just like you can only rely on LeBron before eventually his body's gonna just it's not gonna be able to handle the load anymore.
Yeah,
You
it's not
know,
the same like it
like
was, and it's not 5 years ago. It's 2023. Like, and we're
I
going
mean,
into four.
and remember at the start of the season, LeBron was supposed to be on a 30-minute per night restriction,
Yeah,
and he, I
and
mean, since like
he,
night two, this dude's like,
he's
well,
eating
that's
minutes,
out the
dude.
window.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's back to eating minutes again. I mean, this game, how many did he play? He
he
played
played 35 minutes in
35.
the game with like 4 or 5 missing like key
Oh,
role players. So it's
dude.
like, you know,
Oh,
it feels like, I mean, I remember, what was it, last season or the season before? Uh, like the Suns, like you're throwing Chris Paul to 40 minutes a night. It's
yeah.
like, you know, he's still playing amazing basketball, but
You
dude,
can't do
he's
that to
too
your old
old.
guys, dude. Yeah, you gotta
Exactly. Once the playoffs come around,
you need a
he's
breather,
getting
man. You need to be
gassed.
dead. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
So
with you on that, man. Look, he's old. He's
yeah.
old for
And
sure.
you're just you're starting role players around him and not someone like Reeves who can just alleviate pressure. It's like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I think the other thing is like Shafino hasn't looked like I mean hasn't
I
looked as good as we expected. I thought like I mean I kind of thought Shafino was going to be relatively a steal because he's just a big kind of player, kind of has that James Harden build to his
yeah,
body and get to the rim, kind of create contact and stuff. But I don't know. He's looked a
pretty
little
poor.
rough to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on
Um,
that one. I
Christie has been okay. Like I
yeah,
think
for
we all
what?
expected. I mean, this is the second year in a row that we've seen Max Christie in the preseason. And everyone's like, man, he's
Wow.
going to be a
Yeah,
big time
wow.
role
He's an
player for
interesting
them.
talent. Yeah.
And then he just, they don't really use him too much.
They
So,
don't. And I like
um,
the point of they didn't play their other rookie, Maxwell Lewis, too much the whole year. I mean, he
and
only
he's a
this
shooter,
game.
pure
Yeah,
shooter. Fudge, same deal, pure shooter.
yeah,
Hodge, pure shooter. So I don't
exactly.
know.
It's a weird, I
Um,
don't know. I'm yeah, like you said, it's I don't know. I'm not a big fan of what's his name? Darvin Ham. I don't know. His minute his lineups kind of boggle me sometimes because I do get a lot of Laker games because they're
mhm.
on national TV, obviously. But when I do watch them, I'm like, dude, this guy, he has horrible lineups. Like, I don't like his lineups at all. I don't like his minutes he gives out. He's giving LeBron 35, usually more than 35 on a nightly
Yeah.
basis. It's like, it's too much. It's just, I don't know. The Lakers, they have a lot of questions. D'Lo was not good, or he was fine this
He
game.
played a good game. It's just he plays
Yeah,
so opposite of what the Lakers want to do. I mean, like the blueprint for the Lakers team is that 2020 season where
yeah,
they were one of the best
defense.
transition offensive
Yeah,
and defensive teams. But then
exactly.
you bring in a guy like D'Angelo, who, yeah, he's a good scorer and a good pick and roll player, which pairs well with Anthony Davis to an
Yeah.
extent. But D'Angelo is like Chris Paul. It's like when D'Angelo comes in the game, the pace falls off the cliff. So to finish up the Oklahoma City Thunder coverage for the week, recaps. How are you feeling about the team again? This one, you guys went 1-2 in this time
Yeah.
frame. Not ideal, lost in an in-season tournament game, but bright sides are Chet had a couple fantastic games.
Yeah.
Shea's looking consistent. In Jalen's return, he looked great. How you feeling?
I'm definitely not too mad. I mean, they played two of the best teams in the league and they lost to them. I wasn't very shocked about the Minnesota one. I was kind of expecting us to not play very well against them. They
Mhm.
have our number. They beat us last year in the play-in, obviously, pretty badly.
Yeah.
Um, Not very shocked. They're kind of our kryptonite at times. Nikhil Alexander-Walker is a thorn in a lot of Thunder players' sides. Jaden McDaniels is another guy. Like you said, he didn't even play, but he's someone else that when he does play us, does very well.
Yeah.
Gobert, another example. But yeah, I could talk about the Timberwolves all night, man. They're a phenomenal team. They kicked our butt. I mean, it is what it is. The Sixer game, like I mentioned, I had my issues with that game. Definitely not going to say that there wasn't things that the Thunder couldn't have done better. They probably couldn't have fouled that many times. They fouled quite a bit, but that was definitely the biggest issue in that game for sure. But no, I'm not really
Yeah.
too about it. The Laker bounce back was huge. That was much needed.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see this team is very resilient and they're ready to go at it and they're getting after it for sure. So I'm very happy about that. Can't complain one bit. But definitely not ideal, like you mentioned. But if it wasn't against two of the top teams in the league, and they only lost by combined 7 points, I believe. So
Yeah.
end of the day, they're very close games that they just a few things could have been done better and it could have been a different outcome, but it's just some things that young teams need to learn. So this is, I think, great experience for this team and they're going to keep growing as a unit. So I'm not too mad about it, but definitely a good way to start off your season playing very tough
Mhm.
teams early on. So I'm not too mad about it.
And I think for Chet too, at least against Embiid, that was his first time against him. You
Yeah, and
know,
he did
that's
pretty well.
yeah. So
Yeah.
offensively, looked great. Defensively, I'm sure he's going to be mulling over the tape for a while, trying to
Yeah.
figure out, okay, what can I do better positionally, seed ground better? How can my teammates help me? So I'm sure his next time against Embiid, we probably won't see 21 free throws. It's Embiid, so you're still probably going to see 10, but still, like,
At least.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I still think you guys are in a great spot. Jalen Williams being out for the last few games, kind of,
Yeah. It hurt.
again, big piece of the offense as well as arguably your best defender outside of Lou Dort.
Yeah.
So and becoming one of your best playmakers. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just like the ball handling and the ability to play and pick and roll and everything for him has kind of been crazy to see. Like
Yeah.
just second half of last season and now apparently he's just Jalen Brown.
Yeah.
I
He's
guess we're
interesting.
getting there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hopefully not as turnover prone, but no, definitely
yeah, and he has a
he's
left
very,
hand. Yeah,
very fun player so far. He's not great at anything, but he's good at everything. But
yeah, he's
that's
just
he's a fun
eliminating
player.
weaknesses. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
exactly. Very fun.
very fun player, and I can't wait to see him keep growing. And he's been very great. So very fun start to the year for him. It was his fourth 20-point game yesterday, so he's growing as a scorer every day. So very
Yep.
fun to see that, and another Thunder player that's hopefully an all-star in the next few years.
Yeah, 100%. Moving on into an absolute disaster class from the Golden State
Oh,
Warriors. This is
fun.
where things get fun, fun, fun.
Yeah,
Luckily, in these, because the Warriors have not had an ideal start to the season,
yeah,
uh, every time we do one of these podcasts, the Thunder play a lot more games than the Warriors, so I don't have to really feel too depressed about the Warriors. Uh, Only two games here, and only one of them was a loss. However, we'll start with that loss. Warriors in Sacramento. Uh, a big game here. I think in general, this was a in-season tournament game.
yeah.
Warriors needed to not only win the game, but
They
win
need
by
to score a
12.
certain amount. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
to end up moving on. And at first, man, it looked like they were just, I mean, it was like, these are the Warriors playing. I mean, they're making all their shots. They're not
Yeah,
turning the ball over. They're playing
they're
great
killing them.
defense. Aaron Fox wasn't really a factor in the game. No Keegan Murray, so you don't have to worry there.
Yeah,
Malik Monk wasn't really affecting too much. But boy, howdy. End of the first quarter, Chris Paul lands awkwardly after a layup. He misses the rest of the game, missed
yeah,
last night against the Clippers, and he's going to be out for who knows how long with some sort of nerve thing in his left leg. I think it was the second, like late second quarter, maybe early third quarter. Gary Payton the second, our best perimeter defender.
yeah,
Depending on if you're still an Andrew Wiggins rider or not. Uh, he goes out with some sort of calf injury. I think he tore something in his calf, so he's
It's
out
not.
indefinitely,
Yeah,
which
it's not
is
very good.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean, Jesus, just had last season with him where the adductor strain, he was out for like 3 months or something like that. So missing Gary is going to be pretty crucial. However, I think what last night showed, or against the Kings showed, was Moses Moody. Um, Moses Moody was unbelievable. You know, he seems to always show out in big games. Credit to him. It's sort of like Lou Dort. It's like
Yeah.
Lou Dort's inconsistent, but in big games that
So,
he
yeah.
comes to play.
Yeah.
Moses had a stretch in that late third quarter, man, where he had like five made threes, I think consecutively. Two of them didn't end up counting. One of them was because of an offensive foul. The other was because of a blocking foul. And just both times he couldn't release the ball before these things happened. But no, he ended up having three straight made threes. And then Steve Kerr took him out and put in Andrew Wiggins. And in all fairness, Andrew Wiggins had the most complete game of the last couple of seasons. Because remember, we talked about that 31 point night he had against you guys, but
Yeah. No
the 30 he
rebound.
had 31 points, no rebounds tonight, or in this game against the Kings, 29 points, 10 boards, three
Yeah.
assists, making threes, getting to the free throw line, shooting efficiently from the free throw line. Um, but they brought Wiggins in. Clay had himself a better game, another 20-point night for him, but should have played Moody. Should have played Moody. And
Yeah.
the whole fan base came after Steve Kerr for that. And in the post game press conference, Steve was like, I shouldn't have taken Moses out. And in all fairness, credit to Steve Kerr
Yeah.
because he ended up starting Moses Moody in Andrew Wiggins' spot, who, of course, as we keep saying, when it rains, it pours. This dude jams his finger in a car door. So
Ecuador. Yeah.
Wiggins is
I
out for
know.
who knows how long with a fucked up finger.
Yeah.
It's like finally we look good. Oh, everyone's hurt. All right. It's been 30 hours sick. But yeah, like I said, Warriors lose this game here against the Kings 124 to 123 off of a Malik Monk prayer shot.
Game one.
Uh
Yeah.
yeah, shouldn't have ended this way. The Warriors were up 24
Yeah.
points.
Yep.
You were talking about the playing the 76ers 45 fouls. Well, the
Yeah.
Warriors came in and said, "Hold my beer." They were like, two could play at that game, and we sent the
Yeah.
Kings to the line 42 times. Uh, Kings had an insane third quarter. I think they hit a
Yes.
franchise record for most free throws
Dude.
attempted in a quarter. I think they got there like 21, 22 times,
Yeah.
scored 40 points in that quarter. Um, I think the only reason the game wasn't a bigger loss for the Warriors is because De'Aaron Fox had a really odd night from the free throw line, 9 of 17. Not a very great free throw shoot. I think he's like mid 70s for his career, but still 9 of 17 is not ideal.
Yeah.
Um, Wrong pipe. Sorry.
They're good.
Christ. All right. Yeah. As always, man, it's the Warriors. So turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. 18 of them joints tonight.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, Steph Curry, at the end of the game, nobody's around him, and he just throws the ball right to a Kings player. It's like I understand you gotta avoid the 5 second violation, but at the same time, it's like fucking just chuck that shit across the floor. At least make it so that you don't give up a wide open three to Malik Monk that,
Yeah.
inevitably leads to the game ender. But uh, it sucks. I mean, like Dario's playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
Clay's looking better. I mean, he's coming alive. Draymond is continuing to be a force. I mean, every game Draymond's hitting at least two threes. Andrew Wiggins is starting to string together some maybe
Good
not
game.
consistent, but he's starting to string together good games, more efficient games, playing a bit better defensively. Um, but the Warriors' inconsistency when it comes to turnovers and fouling, and unfortunately now health. You know, I don't know. You're kind of I'm a little bit worried. But it was a good game for the Kings. They stuck within it. I
Yeah.
think the Warriors have always had a tendency to let off the gas pedal a bit when they're up. They
Yeah.
kind of they feel like they're riding high. I don't understand why they keep doing that. It's like this isn't 2017. Kevin Durant's not dropping 25.
Kevin Durant,
You
yeah.
know, it's like you every game the Warriors are liable to have a quarter where no one makes any shots and they turn the ball over a lot. So it's like you can't sit there and act like you're hot shit. I don't know, but they have a tendency to do that. So the Kings are a team where it's like De'Aaron Fox is gonna just chill out, and then as the game goes on and he could sense you're like, oh, they're getting confident. That's when De'Aaron's like, hand me the ball, let me start going to work, and so Kings end up winning this one.
Yeah.
Um, what were your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, like you said, it was an ugly one. I mean, it started off phenomenal. It was a great start for the Warriors. Like you said, they let off a little too much. I mean, like you said, the Kings set a franchise record for free throws, and then just the second half Kings looked they looked like you guys of the first half. I mean, they looked phenomenal in the second half. They came alive. Malik Monk,
He
huge,
came alive.
huge. De'Aaron Fox, huge once again. But it's just so many issues going on. I mean, Gary going out, that's tough. That's horrible. That's
Yeah,
huge. Your main primary defender for Fox. You have Chris Paul going out. Huge. Your best bench piece right now, who is it's just so unlucky. And then obviously with the Wiggins news, not good whatsoever. It's not a good start to the season for this. Like that's not a good way to start. Having one of your two key role players injured like that and having Chris Paul go out like that. It's a really bad situation at the moment,
yeah.
but hopefully Gary Payton will be not. I don't really know too much about it. He tore his calf.
He tore something in his calf. They said he's out indefinitely, but it didn't say end out for the rest of the season. So
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't
yeah,
know about I've never really heard too much. But then the Chris Paul thing was weird. I did see that, the nerve. I
yeah.
feel like he'll be back probably in the next week. I wouldn't be too scared about that one.
Well,
Now
because that reminded me of 2 year in 2022 when Draymond missed a few months because of a nerve thing in his leg.
really.
Yeah, it was like a back thing or like a nerve
Oh,
thing in his leg that went into his back or something like that. So he missed time. And, I don't think it's that for Chris Paul,
yeah, I'd
but
hope not. I
I
hope it's
just,
the Davis one, or is it
yeah, nerve stuff in general. It's like,
scary?
yeah, you don't want to hear nerve.
Definitely.
As a baseball fan, anytime nerves get
Oh,
brought up and stuff, you immediately like kind of tense up. So hopefully everything's good there. But yeah, it looks like, Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins seemingly day-to-day stuff, but Gary Payton the second,
it might
he
not
might be out for
be
at
about a
least,
month or two.
yeah,
Yeah,
at the very least. Yeah. So
but yeah, that's
that's going to be
probably
crucial. But I think the main thing is these are like, all right, these are put up or shut up minutes for Moses Moody and Jonathan
big time.
Kuminga,
Yeah,
and Brandon Pajemski. And I think, moving on here to the Clippers Warriors game from
very.
last night, this is where you see, are you guys going to answer the bell or not?
Yeah,
More minutes now because Chris Paul's out. That means Kojo had to play, Corey Joseph. Warriors came away with the big win against the Clippers. I know we've kind of shit talked the Clippers here, and deservedly so. They've earned a bit of criticism.
yeah,
Um, they still have a big three though, and
big time.
they're a tough trio to stop. And for these Warriors youngsters, hey, proving grounds. That's James Harden. That's Paul George. That's Kawhi Leonard. Go have fun. And you see here Moses Moody getting the start, playing 28 minutes. Brandon Pajemski playing 31 minutes. Corey Joseph playing 22 minutes. Kaminga playing 24 minutes. Like this is big time grow up stuff. I think they all played well. This was another game though where the starters suck for the Warriors, and then the bench
Yeah,
is just incredible. Um, I want to first say because I've seen Warriors fans shit on Corey Joseph and they don't know why he's playing over Pachemski or whatever the case may be. Corey Joseph played 22 minutes and was a plus 12 despite scoring only 1 point.
yeah,
His defense is incredible,
yeah.
shockingly incredible. And his playmaking, again,
Hell of a playmaker.
it's like Case Wallace.
Yeah,
It's like
he makes the right play
even though the
every time.
stats may not show it, like he's
No, he's
just doing the right
phenomenal.
thing.
He's
He's
a true
active
point
on the
guard.
offensive glass, on the defensive glass, switches well, communicates well. He's just a good presence on the floor as a
Yeah,
veteran player, and he
I mean,
helps tie that second unit together.
in Toronto, man, he was phenomenal. He's always been a very solid playmaker. He's one of the better guys when it comes to turnover ratio.
Yeah, aside from Chris Paul, he's had the highest in the last like five,
Yeah,
6 years.
he's
So,
phenomenal. I mean, he's
yeah,
no shit talk about him. He's a great player. He's nothing special. Obviously, he's not going to be give you like 20. I don't know what people
no,
expect realistically. He's a role player. He's a phenomenal off the bench point guard that's going to give you
yeah,
quality minutes. He's going to give you positive in those minutes. And like you said, defensively, huge plus for someone like that. You're already getting great playmaking with him. You're not
yeah,
expecting him to score. He's not like what he was in Toronto. He's a bit older now. He's been in the league for a
yeah.
while. I mean,
He's
I
still a great 3-point shooter, though. It's
yeah,
it's
no,
sort of like Chris Paul, though. It's
he's
like
been a
it's gonna
phenomenal.
take a little bit for him. The more Corey Joseph didn't really start much or
Yeah,
play much because Chris
yeah,
Paul was playing the minutes, and then Pajemski earned his time. But I think as Corey Joseph gets a little bit more run time and feels a little more comfortable, I think the offense will come along a bit. And
big time.
again, he's not a 20-point per game scorer,
No,
but he might give you like 8 to 10, and that's good enough.
that's good. Exactly. And he's going to
Good
give you,
enough.
like you said, phenomenal defense, and he's going to give you great playmaking. So that's all you
Yeah.
really need from a backup point guard. He is like a very cheap version of Tyus Jones, which is still a great
Oh,
thing.
great comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, but better on defense for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Better defender.
He's
But
kind
no,
of got that Chris Paul thing. He's very
yeah,
sturdy. And remember, people forget Corey Joseph's like 6'4". He is
yeah,
not
a
he's
small
not
dude.
a
Yeah.
tiny dude. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
small or he's kind of big. He's stocky. He's not
Yeah.
a
He's not a,
skinny dude.
yeah, he's not.
Low base. He's not a jumper. So yeah, he's good, man. I've liked what I've seen so far. It doesn't again, as a Warriors fan, it's always the like, is this dude like a Brad Wanamaker kind of dude? It's like,
Oh, no way.
nah,
Yeah, no, not he won't be that bad.
yeah, Corey Joseph looks good. I like what I'm seeing, and this is the first time I think since like Jesus, like the original. I mean, I love Jarrett Jack playing with Steph and that little duo they
Fun.
had, but I think this is the best like point guard room that the Warriors have had of Steph, Chris Paul, Pajemski, Corey Joseph, just elite playmakers. They don't turn the ball over. They make the right plays. They're consistent offensively. They move offensively. They all just play very well, and I'm thoroughly impressed, and I really do want to give my kudos out to these rookies. I mean, just the youngsters.
Yeah,
Moses Moody, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 boards and assist, 13 points.
yeah,
Brandon Pajemski, 32 minutes, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from three, hitting a big one over James Harden, 1 of 2 from the line, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 13 points.
yeah.
Jonathan Kuminga, 6 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from three, 2 of 4 from the line, 6 boards, 3 assists, a steal, a block, 17 points. Like these young dudes are, if you show up like this, Steve Kerr is going to have to play you.
You have no choice.
Make exactly like you got to make it to where he's going to get shit for taking you
Yeah,
out. Like one thing Athletic Alchemy brought up today about the Moses Moody thing is he did kind of have a bit of a slow start in this game because like the entire Warriors fan base kind of went at Steve Kerr's neck for taking him out in that Kings game. And then Kerr like completely 180'd him, was like, yeah, okay, not only is he going to play, but he's going to start and because Wiggins isn't. And so I think at first it was like the pressure kind of hit Moses a little bit, like, holy shit. But a couple minutes in, got his feet beneath him and had himself a fantastic game. We saw Moses in the playoffs against the Lakers. This dude hoops.
he needs the minutes, man. He needs the
Yeah.
minutes.
I if he can just become a solid ball handler and just look confident out there, I'd feel so much better about him because I still just it's like there's this wall that I can't get past where it's like I just don't think the aggression is there enough, but
Yeah,
he's playing good minutes, man, and that's all I could really ask for. Dario Saric, still, this dude, he might be the best center the Warriors have had,
since Bogut.
better than Bogut, because he could shoot.
Yeah,
Like defensively, he's not Bogut, but
yeah, yeah.
still, I mean, you're looking at a backup center giving you 26 minutes, giving you 13, 5, and 5, and a steal. Like, I mean, like I said, in 2022, Bielitsa can kind of put the ball on the deck. And it
Definitely.
was one of those things where it's like, he was a bit turnover prone because of it. He didn't really have fantastic touch around the rim. Bielitsa was still an okay playmaker, but dude, Saric, he's complete
He's the real
offensively.
deal, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he is complete. And
I
I
want
mean,
to resign him.
I hope they do. I hope Saric likes playing here because it's
Yeah,
like if
I
Saric,
wanted to see the
you know,
man. He's a
yeah.
beast. Yeah,
I'm just like I think about DiVincenzo. It's like, we knew DiVincenzo came to the Warriors to try to get a contract elsewhere. So it's like I hope Saric isn't looking at this like a pit stop.
and say like an opportunity. And
Yeah. Because
I mean,
he fits well.
great, dude. Yeah, I mean,
I was a bit worried once Chris Paul went out. I was like, maybe Sarge isn't going to get the looks that he did, so his play might fall down. But no, I
yeah,
mean, plus 15, he had the highest plus minus on the bench.
yeah. No, he's
Um,
a beast, dude. I mean, I've heard so many people like Suns fans that say that they feel they would have won if he didn't tear his ACL in the finals. Which, I mean, people laugh about it because I mean, it's Dario Saric,
you
sure, but
feel like he's not that important, dude, but he
exactly,
just
but then you
is.
see him play because
Yeah,
I was the same way. And then he came to my team, and I was like, "Holy shit, this guy is a beast. He's making the right plays. He's going to score very efficiently. He's just really smart player. He's just it is what it
yeah,
is. Like you said, he's a complete package on offense. Defensively, he gives the effort. He's not a crazy athlete. He's not
yeah,
meant to be just this great defender. He gives the effort and he tries, which you all you can really ask for. So I like Dario 100%. And like I said, when you guys signed him, I think it was a phenomenal signing. And he's been nothing but short of great for you guys. He's been
yeah.
perfect. He's been really good next to your other bench pieces for sure.
Yeah, and he's interchangeable. It feels like that, like the kind of Otto Porter Jr. signing where it's
Yeah.
like, man, this is just a perfect fit. Like there's just
Yeah,
no other way about it. He's just perfect fit.
definitely.
Um, and big time for the Warriors again. Without Chris Paul, it's like the
Cody.
first thing I think about is exactly like how is Pajemski going to look because
Yeah.
Steve Kerr already trusts him, and that's huge in my opinion. I mean, like Kerr did not trust Jordan Poole this quickly, and I didn't either. I mean,
Yeah,
like
that's
the difference between Poole and Pajemski is just
9 day.
decision making,
Yeah,
like shot selection, decision making. Watching Pajemski,
smarter.
he is like just it's not even close.
No.
IQ between those two, offensively, defensively. Um, yeah, Pajemski has limitations everywhere. Of course, every player does,
Sure.
especially
Yeah,
rookies. But
but he's still.
I mean, giving you 8 rebounds as a 6'5", a 6'5" point guard, like,
Yeah.
come on, man. I
Uh,
5 of 10 from the field, giving you 13. He's come up big in a few games. I mean,
and especially this one too, like you said.
yeah, I said before, it's like Chris Paul goes down, like legitimately goes down.
You're not as worried.
I
Yeah.
Hell no. I said this before the season started. I'm not worried. Pajemski's that dude, and
Yeah.
he's proven to be.
Yeah.
And I think the number one thing too is with him as opposed to the other dudes is Pajemski answered the call offensively. That was all the questions everybody had during the summer league is the offense going to be there?
Yeah.
Like you can't question the offense. He's been
There.
spectacular, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah, no, it's definitely been there for sure. I mean, he's been a really solid DiVincenzo replacement so far.
Yeah. Vastly so. I completely agree. And I think he's a little more complete offensively, just
Definitely.
as a playmaker and
Will
everything. And
grow. Yeah.
yeah, DiVincenzo is a fantastic player, but I think Pajemski, that ceiling might be there because I mean the one thing with Pajemski, he has that Jordan Poole swagger of like y'all can't touch me, but
Yeah.
he's not like a prick about it, and he's not on the level of like
Yeah.
I hit this level and it's over. It's like Pajemski plays the right way,
Yeah.
so that kind of like thing you feel when some dudes kind of get full of themselves, I don't think that's there with him.
Yeah.
Um, but no, again, great game. Clay had another big game, a +8, the only positive plus minus from
Oh,
the
and the start.
starters. Yeah, 22 points, 6 boards, 2 assists. He made a couple fantastic passes in that game.
Yeah.
And he had a big block. I think it was on Russ or Kawhi. It was on one of them. Um, Played some very good minutes, man. 35. Uh, and then I think for the Warriors, like said it in the Kings game, man, those turnovers killed them. Tonight, only 7.
Yeah. That's not a lot at all.
Only 7. And then you only sent the Clippers to the free throw line 24 times, whereas
Pretty
you just
average
came off
numbers.
of giving them 42. And then the
Yeah.
other thing is you've sent them to the line 24 times. You got to the line 31 times.
That's
So
big.
again, the Warriors continue to improve at just getting guys to the free throw line. Um, and they're shooting well. Like the Warriors in the last few seasons have really struggled from the free throw line, but now they're looking like they're a lot better there. So I'm happy with this game. This was probably the best win I think the Warriors have had this season, where it's like, okay, even though, yeah, key guys are out,
Yeah.
low turnovers, didn't foul much, everyone contributed. Offensively, we looked good. The shooting percentages were up, rebounding occurred. Like, I'm finally looking at this like I don't really I don't really have any complaints,
Yeah.
you know? Any further thoughts on this one?
No, I'm with you on that one, man. I think this was definitely one of the better wins. Great to see Clay starting to come more alive. I mean, like you said, Kings game, he wasn't bad whatsoever.
Yeah,
I think he was very solid. But this game, no, this was one of his better showings of the year. I think probably this was his best showing of the year, to be honest, from what I can think of.
complete game wise, yeah,
Yeah, very phenomenal game. So hopefully he gets under it, man. I want to see Clay succeed a little more. And
100%.
he's starting to look a little better though. The Kings game and then this, he's starting to look a little more like Clay. I'll say that.
Yeah, the 3 point percentage is still a little bit down, but
A little gross, but
he's not chucking
good
as
enough.
much as he was, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah, and
You
he's
might be right on that.
improving on the glass and
Yeah, and done
as
the
a
defensive side of the ball
playmaker.
too.
Yeah, getting a little bit better there too.
Looks a little better.
Not fouling as much, not
Yeah.
just sending guys to the line for nothing. So, um, yeah, I said it before. Like Klay Thompson last season, once
One of his better years.
once December
Yeah.
hit,
I was like his
Clay's
best
numbers
year.
went they
Yeah.
jumped. So this is typically the time where Klay starts getting things rolling. You know, the legs, they're not like he's not still sore and rough and stiff from the off season. He's kind of in game shape now. Um, so yeah, I'm hoping for a big couple months from him because Klay did prove. I think my only question was to start the season was just how are his knees going to be? Are
Yeah.
we going to see him get back into game form? And it looks like it's happening. So that was the extent of my doubt. You know, I always have shot selection issues with him, but that's been Clay's
That,
whole
that's
career.
that's kind of
So
Clay.
yeah, like it's not a Wiggins thing. Wiggins, that's a bigger issue for me.
Yeah,
But
that's very
nah,
fair.
I like these. I like this game from the Warriors. These two games. First one, just disgusting. Warriors were knocked out of the in-season tournament. You never want to lose that way.
Yeah.
Granted, that was like the prototypical fucking Warriors loss. Like, oh, we're up 24. Oh, we're down.
Yeah.
Like, just I don't know. But yeah, that's about it there. Uh, last but not least, we're gonna touch on Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to talk about Reese because this dude has earned his flowers. I think he's been kind of quietly, Indiana is not some place where you're going to get too much shine. Not even Paul George was getting a shitload of coverage even when he was in Indiana. But Tyrese he's killing it, man. Like you
Yeah.
said before we started recording, he probably right now is the best point guard in the East.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Dame is there, but I think Reese is more complete than Dame. I don't think Dame's ever been even a sliver of the playmaker that Tyrese is.
No.
Um, I mean, on the season, 27 points per game, 4 boards, 12 assists, 63% effective field goal percentage, a 29 PER, over
What
3 win shares.
what's the turnovers? It's low.
Yeah, he has like a 12, or even in his last 5 games, he's had a 12 to or 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
Crazy.
For the season, he's only averaging 2.3, which is the second lowest of his career.
Yeah.
So, or never mind. Sorry, that's his career is 2.3, 2.5 right now, which is still one of the lowest of
That's
his career.
crazy. Yeah, that's
So
insanity.
yeah, he's unbelievable. The leap that he's taken offensively is just nuts.
Yeah, no,
It's
I,
just
I'm
nuts.
I'm with you on that, dude. He's going to superstardom right now. He's definitely touching in that superstar base right now. I think any
Yeah,
guy, he's still how many did he average last year? Was it
he only averaged 20.
yeah, so when you get a guy jumping going from 20 to 27 along averaging 12 assists, it's like, all right, this guy is very special. The only
Yeah,
issue is his team, they gotta figure it out, man. They gotta get him a second co-star unless Because Matherin, like you said, he's had a very slow start. He's having that sophomore slump, which it's common. It's going to happen once in a while, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping they get him some new help because I think that Buddy experiment it was fun, but it's time to move on from Buddy. I think for the Pacers, I think that chapter is over for them. But no, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
it's been exciting. He has been the best point guard in the East, in my opinion. He has been phenomenal. He is probably been a top three point guard to start the year off.
In
He's
the
been
league, yeah, 100%.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
just what it is. He's killing it. Scoring is insane. I think it's 50-50, 90, I think is what he like the last like few games were or
I
something.
mean, for the season, he's averaging 50 or 49. Wait, no, 52, 45,
Yeah,
uh,
45. Well, 45 for the season.
88.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
he's killing it.
it's the last few games is where he's been averaging the 50-50, 90. But hopefully he gets that free throw. I'd like to see him in that club. That'd be really cool. But no, yeah, 45% from three, and he's taking a very good amount of attempts. So
Yeah.
it's not like a light. It's a good amount of attempts, and he's shooting that efficient. He is a hyper efficient point guard, and I cannot say that enough. He is the
Yeah.
definition of efficiency at the moment for the point guard position.
And he's not, I think, like, credit to him, it's not like a Trey Young thing where it's like all, threes, floater, layup.
Yeah,
Like it's just playing like what the pick and roll situation would be. For
yeah.
Tyrese, like he's taking tough off dribble shots, off
Oh
the
no,
like
yeah,
catch and shoot, fading away, spin like he's making his catch and shoot stuff and his standalone stuff and the normal shots every player takes. But on top of that, he's just been inefficient in every category,
yeah,
just taking difficult shots. So I'm thoroughly impressed that it's not, to me it's not even a thing of like okay, we're only 16 games in. Like no,
yeah,
I'm sold. I think this
yeah,
dude, like, this is a legit thing. And, we know LaMelo's been playing very well, but I even look at
yeah,
LaMelo's game as opposed to Tyrese's game. It's like LaMelo has been the same player since he got drafted. I can't really name an area where LaMelo's improved. He's
yeah,
kind of just the same dude. He's doing it better, but he's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
just the same guy.
No, that's fair. He's doing it better, but yeah, he
But I think
hasn't.
Tyrese has completely expanded his game. I think
Oh yeah,
he went from like a good pick and roll player to a
yeah,
good pick and roll player that can catch and shoot to a good pick and roll player that can catch and shoot and get to the rim. Now he can get to the free throw line. Now he can shoot off the dribble. Now he doesn't even have to be in pick and roll. He can just kill in transition. Now
yeah,
he's kind of getting to the post a little bit more. Like this dude's game is just getting more complete by the day.
yeah,
Again, like I said before we started recording, he might be a mid range away from being a top five player in this
yeah.
league.
No,
Like
I'm with you on
that's
that.
how good he's been.
Yeah, you look at
Um,
the dude. That's like, I mean, think about it, man. He is
yeah,
probably one of the only playmakers in the league that is not going to rely so heavily on pick and roll and ruin an offense. The guys around him are going to shoot better. They're going to have way better percentages. They're going to have way better looks. It's just, it is what it is. He's a true playmaker.
yeah.
He is the best playmaker in the league, I think, right now by a country mile. I
And
don't
he
think.
gets out in transition. It's not
Yeah,
just this half court shit.
no,
He
it's
pushes the pace.
everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's everywhere. He's the flow of the offense is beautiful in Indiana. It's been rough the last few games, no doubt. I know they're on a losing streak at the moment, but it is not any reason because of him. I will
no.
take that right now. They are
The
having a tough
roster's just
time.
trying to kind of get themselves
Yeah,
together, but I think in a
they're
couple
even.
years
Yeah,
they're gonna look way better, especially again, like once they figure out the Buddy Hield situation. If Matherin can kind of get things rolling, we'll see where Jarris Walker improves at. If Miles Turner can keep up his level of play,
yeah,
um, I think they've got the ability to be a fantastic team. Though, just this dude, 23 years old, you're looking at a superstar.
yeah.
So,
Very much
um,
so.
yeah, thoroughly impressed. Tyrese has been great. I want to mention we talked a little bit about the last 5 games for him. Last 5 games, Tyrese is averaging 35, 12 assists, shooting 55% from the field, 47% from three on 12 attempts per game,
Yeah,
all while having a 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio and getting to the free throw line 7 times per game, in which he's shooting 85%. So again, that hyper efficiency on the attempts. It's not like a Shea thing where Shea shoots 2 threes a game. It's like
yeah.
this
This
dude,
is a
he's
lot.
shucking the motherfuckers. But
Yeah.
he's shooting it efficiently. He's taking tough shots, scoring at a super high clip, and passing the ball well, making everybody better, all while not turning it over. As a
Yeah.
23-year-old, I can't name another 23-year-old that's playing like this. I don't
No.
even think Chris Paul was playing like that. Like
No.
maybe as a playmaker he was, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
complete wise, Tyrese is
Yeah.
running laps around him, I think. So I don't
Definitely.
know. I'm just, for me it's like I gotta watch more Pacers games. Like this dude just looks
Yeah.
like marquee basketball to watch. So
I'm with you on that.
yeah. Other than that, man, that's gonna wrap things up here. Late night recording here. But Thunder, Warriors, Tyrese talked a bit about Timberwolves, a little bit about the Clippers, not too much around the league otherwise. February is where the trade deadline is. So as time goes on, we're gonna start hearing more and more stuff about potential trades happening. So we'll keep you in the loop with details. A couple guys coming back from injury like Oubre, um, Tyler Hero, Jamal Murray once again. But yeah, that's gonna wrap things up. Thank you, Dom, for showing up again tonight. As always, in the moment hoops will be in the description. And hope everybody has a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you and peace.